Hi everybody and welcome to Pappy Time. Today we're going to try something a little different. I've been experimenting with some stir fry and a couple different recipes, and today I'm going to try something new. I haven't done this one before, but I thought I would be bold enough to record it and, well, let the chips fall where they may. I'm going to do something a little different than I've done before. I'm going to do some shrimp, and I'm going to mix it with some vegetables and a little pineapple, and I'm going to make some rice, and I'm going to use some sauce, some sweet sauce, mix all that up, and we're going to find out what that's like. Don't be afraid to play with your food. That's what it's for. Now I realize the lighting in here isn't the best, so I'm going to do what I can. But we're going to basically make two things. One is going to be the rice, and the other one will be the shrimp stir fry. For the rice, I'm just going to use some basic 5-minute rice. This is the simplest stuff in the world. You just heat the water up to boiling, an equal part water, equal part rice. I've already measured out the water, and the heat is on, so it'll be hot in a few minutes. When that boils, then we'll pour in an equal amount of the rice. In a simultaneous universe, in the other pan, we'll take the shrimp. These have already been thawed, and I've taken the ends off, the tails off, and we're going to put those in a pan and heat those up with just a mix of onions and peppers. We're also going to throw in a little cubed pineapple. And some flavor that the wife picked up. Can't wait to see what this tastes like. It looks like it's going to be really good, but we'll find out here in a few minutes. A lot of people like a lot of things about shrimp. One of the things I like about shrimp is that it cooks quickly. What I've done is I've just put a pat of butter down into the pan here. I realize you probably can't see that at all down into the pan. I want a little bit of butter for the shrimp, but the great thing is, since it cooks so quickly, when I put the shrimp in, I'm also going to go ahead and put the vegetables in, and I'm just going to mix it all up. I'm going to let it cook for a minute or two, and then I'm going to add the sauce, and once it's all thoroughly heated, then by that point the rice should be about ready. It's almost boiling. And as soon as it is, I've put 3 cups of water in there to boil. I'll be adding 3 cups of rice. Okay, the water is boiling, so I'm going to put in the rice now. Here's the first 2 cups. I'm going to measure out. It's a little bit more than the 3rd cup. I'll put most of it in. Now at this point, we turn the heat off. Stir thoroughly. And in accordance with the directions, we put the lid on top. We set it off to the side. And what's going to happen is rice is just going to absorb all that water, and we'll fluff that in a couple minutes and we'll be good to go. Meanwhile, our butter has melted. It's time to put in the shrimp. Just going to spread those out a little. Now, I patted them down a little bit to get most of the water off. You don't have to get all the water off, but I wanted to get as much off as was reasonable. And that's on a decent temperature there. As that heats up, pow! I'm going to take, I know you can't see this, I'm off the screen. but I'm draining the pineapple. And thus in goes the pineapple. The rice is over there doing its thing. I'm just going to mix this a little bit. And this will take, I don't know, 5 minutes or so, about as long as the rice will to be ready. And you don't just have to keep stirring and stirring, but being the nervous type that I am, I will stir it some. And then we're going to get our sauce. And if we can figure out how to get that open without hurting ourselves. Voila, I used a knife to start it. And I don't expect to ever use less than the whole thing, so off it goes. Usually getting these packages open, like medicine packages, are just darn near impossible. Ooh, you can start to hear a little sizzle. It smells good. Now, since you probably can't see that real well from your vantage point, I'll just move the camera up. You can see the mix there. It's all just thoroughly mixed. Likewise, the rice is over there absorbing its water. I'm going to set the camera back down and get a decent view maybe. We'll just stir a little more. We'll set the rice off. And you're probably getting a good view of the back of my shoulder. And that's okay. Just going to stir this a bit. And let's go ahead and add the sauce. Already smells wonderful. And if I reach around from this side, you get less of my shoulder and more of the action in the pan. We want this to get thoroughly heated, but we don't really want to boil it. But I certainly don't want to eat it cold either. So we're going to thoroughly heat it. Okay, now when it comes time to serve it up, we're going to use a nice big spoon. And we're going to scoop it into these lovely bowls, my favorite bowls. They're not quite round. They're not quite football shaped either. Somewhere in between. I can't really explain why I like them so well, I just do. Give it a last stir here. And now we're going to turn the heat off and we're going to get ready to serve it. Okay, so here's the rice. And it's had a chance to sit there and absorb real well. So we're just going to take one of the bowls, get a nice big scooperoonie. I'll set that in there like that. Oh, good and hot. That looks like it's going to really be good. I'm going to move you back over here to the pan. The heat is off, but it's still on the burner. That's okay because I want it to be really warm. I kind of want to use a different spoon though. So getting out of a ladle out of the drawer. And I'm just going to ladle some of this yummy mix out onto the rice. If I can do this without melting a fingertip, that would be for the best. That all looks really quite good. So as you can see, we put our mixture over the rice, and we're going to go try and see what this tastes like. All right, let's find out if this is any good. Like I said, it's just an experiment. If it's not good, well, that'll all be my fault now, won't it? Not only is it good, it's really hot. But it's sweet. I can taste the pineapple. That goes really good with the onions and peppers because they kind of offset one another. I'm sure there's a chemical reaction going on there. I just call it hot. The shrimp are perfect. I tell you what, if you're looking for something easy, a little pineapple, a little mixed veggie, a little bag of rice, or a little bag of shrimp, and some minute rice, you got yourself a great meal. Don't be afraid to play with your food because Pappy does, and Pappy has a lot of fun, and it's good too.